Yes, we start another way. We'd like to start a brand new edition. Today is Wednesday, and just imagine the 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 week is moving very fast as well. Let me see if I can. Tony, are you getting me, Lyndon? Wow, what's happening to? Okay, yes. Good morning, and we are here again on a brand new day. A wet Mayweek in Monrovia, the nation's capital. Good morning to all of you, our cherishable audience and our regular and ardent follower of the program Fuka Frontline on the 105.3. This wonderful day is also a great time to be back, and it's always a pleasure to be here every weekday from Monday to Friday, and bringing you all of the intriguing development in the country that requires for us to talk about as we strive to rebuild our common patrimony in Mama Liberia. So I'd like to, at this juncture, welcome you to the program Focus Frontline. The Focus Frontline is not just a talk show; it's a movement, and we are here from 7:30 to 10:30, 3 hours quick analytical, and in that instance, we also bring you some of the major stakeholders on our platform to talk about those very important things that matters to the country, those very germane things that matter to Liberia, our common patrimony. We are on our web radio, and our web radio is online radio. Our web radio is www.focafm.com, so you can follow us around the globe on www.com, focafm.com. And we are live on Foca Television, Facebook, on Foca Television on Facebook. So you just go on to Foca Television and you'll be able to get us on very clearly and share the show. If you're just joining in, you can share as much as you can, and so we can make progress. It's a pleasant way again to start off the day. Oh, once more, once there is life, there is hope, and I believe in that in a lot. And as a matter of fact, we always strive to fight for the better, for the betterment of our lives, and envisions what is better for Liberia. We envision the best prospect for the country, which is very important. And I'm delighted. I'm not alone. I'm here with my colleague, Lyndon Togba. I will cross over to London later. But London, good morning. It's good to have you here this morning. It's on a wet midweek, wet Wednesday. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, Barclay. Good morning to the Liberian people. It is always a pleasure to be here to talk about some of the very critical things that matter to the growth and development of our country, Liberia. We love Liberia so much, and it is the love that we have our country. We are extremely overwhelmed by patriotism, and this is why we are oftentimes here, to deeply advocate for our people and ensuring that the necessary T's and the I's are dotted in the interest of the Liberian people.
Yes, you're quite correct. And I would like to give God the glory for life. Life is so very precious to be counted among the living, the gift of life, and to be able to wake up. A lot of people will go to bed and unfortunately can wake up the next morning. It's the miraculous power of Christ that we can go to bed and we wake up the next morning on our journey to try to chase our look for our daily bread and try to contribute. I'm concerned about the impact and the legacy that a man or a woman will leave while he's alive, and what how will he be remembered when he's no more is very important. And so I'm very delighted again to always serve Liberia. That's the reason why one thing I'm passionate about the country and nationalistic, as you rightly stated, nationalism and patriotism is in our DNA. So we make it very important to be here every morning. It's not easy to achieve this dream due to the difficulties that we encounter. There are a lot of difficulties we encounter. Being a journalist in Liberia is a while more difficult task. Just a mainstream journalist and live on journalism, and even to run a radio station, to manage a radio station like ours and any other media manager. Well, it is a very big job. What I see a big job is difficult because is challenging. There are a lot of screen attached because of the kind of society we've got, and makes it difficult. But as a firm believer, we believe that we've got all things are possible. So it's not just our capacity; it's relying on Christ Jesus, who is the author and finisher of our faith. He does just the possible, the possibility for us. And so we are grateful to be back on this platform on the wet Wednesday. Then the 10th day, June is going as fast, and I just can imagine how the year is running. We are in the 6th month, and we've gone 10 days into June already. So we are making progress, and we are soon be going to 2027. Welcome to it. If you're just joining us, those of you who are observing your birthday today, like yesterday was the birthday of Mr. Clemencio Brian Nouvel. Mr. Nouvel celebrated his birthday on yesterday. He lived around the Robert International Airport. He lived around the Robert V. Highway. I'd like to say a happy belated birthday to you, Mr. Clemencio Brian Nouvel, and your loving wife, Mrs. Stephanie Yata Nouvel of the same address. Your husband celebrated his birthday on yesterday. We'd like to say congratulations, happy belated congratulations to Mr. Nouvel and the family, from all of your mother, Sarah Nouvel, and your brother, Mr. Richmond Horatio Nouvel, and Sky donor of the United States. And there might be one from me to you, Jim brother, as you celebrated your birthday on yesterday. Those of you celebrating your birthday on today is the 10th. Yes, I'd like to congratulate. I may not know who's celebrating your birthday today, but just in case if you're having a birthday celebration today, I would like to convey, wake you up, and you're listening to us. We'd like to say congratulations to you if you're celebrating your birthday on today. If not your birthday, is your wedding anniversary. We also like to say congratulations if you're celebrating your wedding anniversary on today. Lena, who do you know celebrating your birthday today?
Well.
You need to wrap your head
I
around
need
it.
to
Yeah,
wrap my head around it.
yeah, but yeah, and all of you who've celebrated, if you
But every
it's
day
somebody's
is
birthday,
somebody's
yeah,
birthday.
yeah,
It's a very special day to someone.
yeah, you're quite correct about that. So, but if you're celebrating your birthday, we like to take our time to say congratulations, and if not your birthday, it's your wedding anniversary. Yes, we also like to congratulate you on those very important occasion of yours. If you're celebrating any special, if your graduation, if graduation is an academic achievement, if you're graduating, I heard that Jefferson Koji graduated.
Yeah, yesterday Jefferson Koji graduated from one of the prestigious university in Israel. I know.
He's a master degree, right?
Yes, master degree in I think government and something else. But it kind of a there was also kind of a sporadic celebrations. The very first place I saw a lot of the people and loyalists to Koji celebrating, and yesterday was West Point, and later the celebration, cut across different locales within Monrovia and several other terrains.
Okay. Yeah. So congratulations. He used to be my friend. He used to be a very good friend of mine. But politics have a way of maybe a political position have a way of dividing people sometimes. But he used to be a good friend. We had a lot of issues and different my position on the government at the time, and could not allow our friendship to continue.
One
But
thing.
he's still he's my former friend. I don't know
Yeah,
if you still got that terrible feeling about me, but we used to be a very good friend as well.
the problem about the kind of job we do, and trying to also maintain the friendship. For me, I really don't value ending friendship
Yeah, you don't
over
value.
over
Well,
over
yeah,
over the progress of our country, Liberia. I think my friendship or my relationship with any other thing, my relationship with Liberia is far more paramount and critical than my relationship with any other person.
yeah. You're right. I like the way you place it, Lyndon. Our friendship uh, with individuals should not compromise the love for our country,
For our country.
and that is the reason why I know a lot of politicians, and I've interacted with a lot, but I don't have. A lot of people say you don't have contact because I don't build proximity with politicians. As long as you are friendly and you are very bold person to speak out the facts and speak about the ills, they tend to look at you differently and create all kinds. So I don't care about who am I going to be friendly with. I care about what can we do for Liberia and who is doing what better for Liberia. So our friendship can be fragile. It can be broken because Liberia is our heartbeat, and we look for people who have better minds to help in contributing meaning to the country. And so we look forward to have a very good relationship in pushing the interests of our country than considering individual because he's in government, your friend, and all that. And people say you have a lot of friends in government, so you don't speak out the truth, and government would not help you because you're speaking out the fact and you're against government. I don't know. A lot of people don't know the word against. Against, we are. I mean, if government people were wise, they would say the people are in our interest because they are speaking all the fact, and somebody who speak all the truth love you, right?
Obviously,
If you discipline your child, it doesn't mean that you hit the child, but you discipline the child because the child does what is wrong, and you try to instill the disciplinary measure.
but in the court of public, in the court of public opinion, in our own Liberian setting, once you are critical about a particular person or a system, you know, people tell you say the man I want to see the man, the man I want to see the man grow, the man I want to see
Yeah, he
this
doesn't want to
man.
see the man grow. He doesn't want to
Yeah,
see the man
the man is an enemy. The
yeah.
man has a deeply rooted enmity.
Yeah, they got all kinds of characterization of you as long as you want to be, and I believe in the philosophy in the philosophical thought that say if you want to speak the truth, you stand alone. Now, I noticed a lot of people don't like to hear the truth.
Obviously,
Yeah, I know that a lot of people don't trade. As long as you try to be uh I try to be free and speak the truth, they get offended and they are angry, and sometimes they say, "Oh, don't shift blame and all that."
Mr. Barclay, to a larger extent, I have realized that way back they used to say, and this parable has been, it has been around for quite a long time, where the people say the truth can hurt.
Yeah, that's
You
the
know,
reality. That's
the
the
truth can
reality.
hurt.
Yeah,
So, given the practical nature of that particular things, and many times I have encountered search, I have gotten to realize that. That parable is really, really a kind of a life sensitive parable. Because once you try to be very critical about speaking the truth to power, people try to burn you, people try to, oppose you, people try to pull up a very antagonistic posture against you,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. You're right, and that's I mean that's it, and that's the society. That's the society we got. But yeah, I mean we got to go. Yes, let's recognize our sponsor. Our sponsor is always good to acknowledge the fact that we have this foundation that is doing a remarkable job, and
Yeah,
yeah,
tremendous.
tremendously. They are impacting the Liberia, and I like the tenacity and the innovation. They are innovative people. They have been able to help. They got their fault. They got a shortcoming, but they are doing they're trying to do a great job. I like to recognize the Andy Bropla Jala Foundation. Andy Bropla Jala Foundation have been doing a tremendous job in helping up in contributing to Liberia generally, and they are a proud sponsor of the Focal Frontline and all of our flagship program on the radio. I would like to recognize them for the leverage of our support, and they are more into nationalism and patriotism. They believe in the desire to see young people grow. And congratulations to the foundation. The most admirable character in that foundation is my young friend and brother, Mr. Amos Tamba, who is a astute young statesman, and he happens to be the executive director. He's a very understanding and helpful guy. He's the executive director. He's leading the organization in Liberia as the executive director, and he's leading an array of young people who are growing into the professional space. And I like to congratulate the foundation for the level of energy exerted in regards to education, and a lot more education, and the international experiences, the connection with ECOWAS. And I mean, 4 nights ago there was at the ECOWAS Youth Summit in Accra, Ghana, which Liberia fully represented, and honor the auspices of the Andy Brooklyn Jala Foundation, and through the instrumentality of a young man who is a visionary person who happens to be the chief executive officer of the Brooklyn Foundation, Andy Brooklyn himself, assisting us. Just I've never interacted with him physically, from a distance. He is not a perfect guy, but he have done at his age, and his vision. It looks like he is a visionary, and he has been doing a lot more, a better job for the country. There are a lot of young people who are in the employ, and yet a lot of young people who are on scholarship. A lot of the young people have traveled all of Liberia as regards to expanding the education capacity, and entering the public space. They are more corporate now. They are more corporate, and in a technological age, they're more technological than any other
Yeah,
thing,
technologically advanced.
advanced. And that's how they into the lifestyle. The start of professionalism is equated to the NGO start. Yeah, so it's a good thing. And we like to congratulate them for the leverage of support. And you know, whatever you're doing is the legacy, and legacy is a life lasting thing that God sees. You don't do it because you want to praise of a man. You do it because you look forward to the Almighty God, who is the author and the finisher of our faith. So I'd like to congratulate the foundation and the Proper Jala Foundation. Am I part of the foundation? No, I'm not part of
But
it.
you are part of the
Yeah.
foundation, and as much as you have a very strong tie with legal communications,
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
obviously you are part of the foundations. Yeah,
Yeah.
there are moments where you have, and, you were physically seen at one of the foundation's routine engagement,
Yeah. Yeah.
such as the internal meeting.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you're right about that. I mean, you're right about that. Yeah, I am. So they're doing a great job, and we congratulate them, the vision bearer, and all those who, have galvanized the knowledge and to reach it thus far. So I always like to appreciate them. I would like to appreciate all of the team, those who started, those who are the forerunners of this initiative for job done well. All right, and to progress a little bit, we talk about the issues right now in country. Letting them know there are a lot of things, and I'm going to give you the chance to
Yes,
give
so I
us.
just wanted to read a very critical statement yesterday issued by the executive mansion, but then just go ahead.
Yeah, all right. So we going to go into the specificity of the issues that matters today on the front line. And Lyndon is well catapulted. He's going to give us the whole itinerary of what we're going to be doing today. I guess we have guests coming in, and all of our talking points have been researched properly for us to dissect and dichotomize this morning. So I will have to go over cross over to London to give you a, a synopsis of what we are going to show you through this morning as well.
Yeah, so on yesterday, there was an official statement released by the executive mansion, and that statement is still been seen on the official Facebook page of the executive mansion. It says President Barclay relieves Ambassador Sheikh Al Mustafa Koyatet of duties. It was published on June 8, 2026. President Joseph Boakai has relieved Ambassador for special duties and special duties and special presidential envoy with immediate effect. In a communication dated June 8, 2026, President Boakai informed Ambassador Kouyaté the recent event arising from public statements attributed to him concerning the Honorable House of Representatives couple with subsequent communication received that the body expressing a vote of no confidence in his continual service have created circumstances requiring presidential attention and action. The president emphasized that the success of Liberia's national development agenda depends on constructive engagement, mutual respect, and effective collaboration among the three coordinate branches of government. The Liberian chief executive noted that the implementation of the arrest agenda for inclusive development requires strong working relationship among national institutions in pursuit of the common good. The president thanked Ambassador Kouyaté for his service to the nation and wished him in his future endeavor. Another thing we need to talk about is that, since there was, and on several occasions, there were kind of an update provided with respect to those who came from the Ebola hit countries. We one of the things we are noticing as a media institution, we are noticing a conspicuous silence from the government institution. Cloth will be mandated. Cloth will be mandated in terms they to a larger extent they are reneging in terms of providing a form of regular update to the Liberian people on the status or the statuses of those people they claim were on screening.
Yeah, on
It's a very critical thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Health matters should be squarely on the basis of a routine update. The National Public Health Institute of Liberia and that of the Ministry of Health, they need to consistently brief the Liberian people on the statuses of those who were placed on screening. It is very important, Mr. Barclay.
Yeah, it is important. And you talk about health update, and I think they are obliged to give us an update. You're right about it. Sometime back 4 night ago, there were this report about people coming from countries that had this virus, and they was placed on a scrutiny or under quarantine by health authorities. And after the process, after the quarantine process to relieve the public, you can't keep the people in the state of incommunicado. You have to provide information because it's health related matters. And if there's nothing of such, you just provide the information to the public and say, look, those people that are on a quarantine, we have done all our medical examination, and it's clear that they are not. So the public cannot panic. these are some of the responsible thing should be required of the government to they have authority to provide for the public, and I see no reason why they are not, because they are obliged to provide those information in the midst of all the drama that unfolded initially. There was a drama unfolded, and Paula Bidel was into the controversy, and many other things happening at the time. So I mean, to be more responsible, yes, I concord with your analysis that they could let out the information and inform the public honorably. Look, this is what we guarantee. We told you there were some people who came from those affected virus area, and obviously we have noticed that they don't, and we have observed that yes, our medical and our quarantine information have had it, that they know nobody got the virus, and so the public is free and all that. If that information is provided to the public, it will be more honorable on the part of the Public Health Institute of Liberia, the Ministry of Health. That would be done in the right. That would be done in the right regard, and I think it would be more beneficiary to the public. It's more about doing your job in a most respectable manner as well. So I think they should have done it. I don't know why they have not done it, and that is embarrassing. Now, not that you are hearing about it again, but the fact is that you'll be able to do your job fully. You'll
Yeah.
be able to inform the people, and that is why. And you people have been paid for that. So I see no reasons why anyone would want to renege when it comes to your basic responsibility of doing performing your duty or your job as well.
But Barclay, a lot of Liberians when after Paula's revelations, Paula leak audio, there were Liberians who were very frightened about, some of the statement contained, even though they the rightful people club with the mandate of authority came out and told the Liberian people that there is absolutely no Ebola virus in the country. And later on, they announced that there were people who came from Uganda and other parts of the African region, those regions that have been hit by the virus. It is very important that after the Ministry of Health and the National Public Health have provided these kinds of very sensitive informations, and even going as far as requesting for 4 point some million dollars, it is important that the Liberian people be consistently fed with the informations. Where are the people? Are they still in Liberia? Those are the very critical
Yeah,
informations they should be providing to the Liberian people. Is it that the prescribed time frame, allotted to them, to be on screening? Is it that it has exhausted and these people have been released or have been allowed
going to the
to
public.
go into the public space? Those are the very sensitive and very critical information we need to hear from the relevant institution, or else there will be a lot of speculations. You initially, when you requested for a kind of funding from the government through the legislature, many people felt there were people who back you, because we back you on this radio, on this platform, because we felt that early prevention, the need to insert the different preventive measures early as possible was critical. It is your responsibility to always provide the necessary pieces of information, so that Liberians can understand, so that Liberian can have a sense of understanding about where are we. Because now I'm confused, and
Yeah,
I know a lot of Liberians are also confused
you
about.
sound like the bishop who said everybody's confused.
I'm confused. I really want to understand where are we with, with this whole, quote unquote Ebola saga and so forth.
Yes, and you cannot. I mean, you're quite correct about that. You look, yes, and one of the points you cracked was the issue of the budget, right?
Mhm.
And the proposed amount of money that requested for. So yeah, accountability matters in in anything, and especially with the money that on a question was requested for in the preparatory stage, and there were mixed reaction from the public, and people thought that, look, the people is trying to just exaggerate and all that. They wanted to eat money, but now that we reach a point that you need to speak to the public on the clarity of the matter, you have to. There's no need for you to keep the people in a state of incommunicado. You can't keep us without the information. You have the honor obligation to provide the information so that our people can understand exactly what the current status. If you allow the people that were on a quarantine to go to the respective to the respective homes, or go later in the public, these are information that are required, and it gives the Liberian people a next thought. We don't know, but you don't just keep us without any information. Since I think you just quiet about it,
Just quiet. No
and
one is saying anything.
nobody, and we have the right to raise, and that's why we are the media. We have the right to raise concerns. It raises eyebrow, and we have the right to follow, investigate what's going on, and that is why the health authority, either Dr. Otto, who is the current health minister of the country, or the Public Health Institute of Liberia, needs to come out and initially, I mean, there are a lot of controversy. In fact, initially, the man who was the head of the National Public Health Institute of Liberia, Dr. Chris Togba,
Mhm.
was raising an eyebrow about people making false alarm and raising money. And if I condemn, if I he had a different
He had a different view about
yeah,
the requested amount
requested amount
for
prevention
prevention.
and all that. So when these kinds of uncertainty hovers
Mhm.
or lingers on the entire thing, it's only clear enough that those of you who are in authority be more open, transparent. And how do we be open? How do we become more open and transparent? Is by releasing the information to the public, giving us every update and letting us to know exactly. You don't allow it just to slip under the carpet like that, with all the controversy and uncertainty that were hovering over the money, over the whole issues, and it was dramatic one point in time with me and the Minister of Health, the Public Health Institute of Liberia. Those are higher institution. They are under obligation to provide these information to the Liberian people, and we are waiting for the information.
And Barclay is a very dangerous pattern, for the public. The public should be rely on the relevant institution to always provide,
They're already creating room for speculation.
yeah, for to provide critical information about a particular situations in the country. But when the institution, to a larger extent, has shown to be, you know, has shown to be less feared on their responsibility, it creates a room for speculation, and speculation is very, is very
And
dangerous for.
and we journalists too can speculate,
Mhm.
because if you are not giving out the information, we trying our way to get the information. We are not getting the information, then we have no other alternative but to speculate.
Obviously.
Yeah, you got the information. You doing the work. You're supposed to provide information to the public. We want the information. You just remain tight-lipped on the information. When people speculate, you get problem with the media. Oh, the journalism, and journalism speculation is part of the media work as
From
well.
from the onset of this whole thing, I think the folks at the Ministry of Health, and the folks at the Ministry of Health, they weren't being fair to us, because have Paula people who came into the country, and
And we wouldn't have even known.
yeah, we wouldn't have even known.
And
So
and that is
Paula's revelation.
no, it was critical revelation. In fact,
Mm.
from the feedback from the microphone, and it was on the based upon that. That's how the in fact the drama started and all of those things started. But it is quite very important that the health ministry do the due diligence and the Public Health Institute of Liberia. They are obliged, as unequivocally stated, they need to do all what they can to in order to ensure that look, the people are informed, and with regards to the proposed budget and many other things that people had different reaction for, because a lot of Liberians thought that all the people just wanted the money to get rich. A lot of the people wanted to take the money. Why we need that amount of money for people say, oh yeah, you don't play politics with it. Yeah, we need to get prepared. Now that we are not hearing anything about it, so where are we? Is it that you're gonna just remain, tight-lipped on the matter? No, you can't remain tight-lipped on the matter. No, you have to explain further to the Liberian people, and that's what we want you to do, to explain further to the Liberian people as well. If you just joining us, you are listening to the front line. I focus front line on the 105.3. This is the modern encyclopedia of professional broadcasting in Liberia. I'm here with K. Lyndon Togba. And if you're following us on the live Facebook feed, yes, the live Facebook feed, if you're following us, you share the show, please share the show. And subsequently, we'll read out your comments. And then we are on the web radio, www.focafm.com, and you're listening to us around the world. We will someday pin up our WhatsApp number for those of you who are in the diaspora or far from Monrovia and want to make a contribution via way of by way of uh, by way of our online note or our numbers as well. So let's move on to the next issue. Shaq, we are there.
Mhm.
Issue. I don't know why I'm still confused and just and disturbed about Shaq Kouyate's issues. Shaq Kouyaté has been vocal, and I don't know if he's, I don't know what was the motive behind being vocal. Uh, because the last time he was speaking about criticizing the House of Representatives.
But Barclay, yes, even though you have your own, but if you look at critically, if you listen to Sheikh critique about the system at the legislature, you will notice that Sheikh wasn't pinpointing at the specific individuals or specific legislature. Sheikh was generalizing his criticism on the legislature.
While he was general, I mean, was trying to be in generality of
Hmm.
his critique about the House. My concern is that was he really intentional about what he was saying? The reason why I ask is because the last he was critical and very verbose about the excesses about the government and the House of Representative. And as you said, he was speaking in generality to the missteps and lack of credibility of the House. Then he was someone, I think, Ablan Cooper raised an issue and was not happy about the statement he made against them. So they summoned him. And unfortunately, what I got a little disappointed, and I'm still disappointed about Sheikh's deportment is when he was accompanied by the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, and he apologized.
He
He
apologized.
apologized, and in fact, we've been told that uh, he wouldn't have said anything of such again. I mean, we spoke about it and all that, only to know that you, when they were accompanied by the chief of office staff of the president of the country, you apologized, and then you left from there again and started to and said that he will no more make such a statement. So, what was the essence of the apology first and foremost? And he went back.
You know, prior to that engagement in which he was accompanied by
The minister of
the
state.
Minister of State, Sheikh took to his Facebook page and said, I am not going to retract,
Yeah, he said
I am not going
going to
to
retract. Yeah,
apologize
he said it.
But little did we know that Sheikh went before the members of the legislature or the House of Representatives and apologized,
Yeah,
deviating from his initial,
stance.
his initial stance.
So Chuck is it sounds more. I mean, sorry to use the word. It sounds more comical. He's a funny guy. Uh, you can be serious about his own position. If he claimed to be a pan Africanist, he claimed to be you are in the government, and you tend to be realistic about the issues. Yes, you think you can be bored enough to be in the system and criticize the system, and then you make an impression to the public that appears to be that you are intentional about what you're doing in the interest of the Liberian people. And as you rightly put it, he goes on the social media and write and say, "Look, I'm not going to apologize. I've said nothing wrong. Only to know that you will be accompanied by the chief of office staff of the president, and then you apologize."
So did he apologize on Honduras?
I don't want to believe that he apologized on a tourist. I mean, that's I don't want to believe. Nobody can coerce you. I say, "Oh, apologize, apologize," and then you leave from there, and then you start making other wild allegations, and at the end of the day, I think he deserves to be dismissed because he's not. I mean, he's not a serious guy. He have projected a cowardly posture. Yeah, he he's acting as if he's brave. He trying to buy sentiment. Why couldn't he muster the courage and say, "Look, what I've said, I stand by what I said, and in the interest of the Liberian people." But you want to find solace in the comfort of the government.
But
At
Mr.
the end of the day, it goes back, and then you start seeing. So what interest I got to listen to Sheikh any longer when he have already diluted and conflicted himself? I mean, for me, yeah, you have a different.
Yeah, I have a different opinion.
Yeah, yeah. So
I don't think the legislature has so many issues which are of national priority than to be dealing, to be looking for somebody, or dealing with someone who has consistently, who has accused them of corruption. I've been able to identify a list of
it is an issue because Sheikh have not been able to stand his ground to say, "Yes, I said it and I mean what I said." You said it, and then they summon you to appear. You goes there with the chief of office staff of the president, and it says your statement will be censored. Anything he say, as if to say he's a child. So that's where the issue come from. If Sheikh who have stood his ground and said, "Look, yeah, I said what I said. I don't care about this job."
So it clearly point to the fact that Sheikh was on Honduras. I believe that Sheikh was on Honduras, but you see.
But did he say he was on a tourist? Why he couldn't say that he was on a? He never mentioned that. He just went by and started talking loudly again on some of the issues that he back and forth and start condemning more until. I mean, it's better for me to stand for something than for me to stand for that. Right now, I think he threw himself under the bus.
The recent decision, being announced by the executive management it lies within the discretion of the president.
Yeah,
the president. The president.
We have pleasure.
Mind you, there is a particular provision in the Constitution that says that all those presidential nominee, these people went the Sheikh is creating a disharmony the executive branch and that of the legislative branch. But Barclay,
Sheikh will resign from the position. If you feel that the president trying to correct, go and tell a resignation. Say I resign.
You struck a very brilliant point. Yeah. I think Sheikh has absolutely no spine. in the interest of our country for the long people to have done what
So he say one thing, then he makes it appear if to see he coerce, then he goes back and see another thing. So why couldn't you? Because at the end of it, the only thing that will have come out of the whole thing is dismissal from the government. So now, if you're very intentional about what you are saying, and you care for the Liberian people, you speak up, you saying the fact. If you don't want to speak, don't speak. When you come out to speak and then you go back and you go even the president say, "Oh, Shaq, you gotta go and apologize and this that," and you consent with Mr. President. With all due respect, Mr. President, I cannot apologize because that is what affecting our people. If you want to take a job, you take your job. I don't know why people.
to some extent he wasn't a man enough,
Yeah,
man.
tell the president now is not trying to tell the president, Mr. President, you want to take the job, take the job. But this is what happening in our country. The people in the House of Representatives, Senate, they are corrupt, and we have I have no and if the president you even have no face to speak to the public and speak out about some of the things happening in the country. When you resign honorably because of issue or policy disagreement with the government, and people know that you have raised an issue, and then the president wants you to go and change the statement, and you can respectfully default, Mr. President.
Obviously,
It's not anything. That is not an insult to default with the president, Mr. President. I beg to default.
but here is a litany of people in the government who have accused people within in the very legislature who have accused the legislature of corruption. One, in April 2026, in April,
It's an open secret.
You know?
Even member of the very body.
yeah,
is in-
member of the
meeting.
number three. We friends are submit to an LCC investigation. No open secret.
And in fact, the fellow compatriots in the honorable house or in the House of Representative, have been admitting and alluding to the fact of corruption, accusing and making these statements in the public. So Sheikh Wiated statement was not a strange. This is not the first time for us to hear somebody, speaking about the House of Representatives lack credibility. The ordinary Liberian people knows that you are a public, you are an ambassador, you are a diplomat. You goes out to have spoken the way you've spoken, and then you go to the president. The president pampers you. He comes with the minister of state and goes back and say, from today on, and then when I speak again, they treat you as a child. You leave from there and started to make another statement and all XYZ. Why couldn't you just tell the president, Mr. President, thank you, I cannot,
I'm not comfortable
I'm
with.
not comfortable working in the government.
Mhm.
I want to speak freely about the issue affecting our people. And if I serve in your government, I'll not be able to speak freely. So I resign the job. The job, the government job, they can give people a hard time. When they in government, they can compromise the principles just because they want to be in government. And it's a bad thing. Everybody want to be in government. One woman I respected, and I don't know where she's a former justice minister on Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. I think Christina Tar.
Mhm.
I think she was justice minister, right?
Mhm.
Either comrade justice minister. That woman resigned from her position because of this sort of issue that brought us on integrity and brought us on stuff. She resigned from the government because Ellen Johnson was a friend, but she was clear with Ellen. So I can't make it, and she resigned. She resigned the job. She resigned the job because I think it was something about NSA and something like Ellen Johnson's son was involved. I think Foma was involved in some kind of drug stuff. She could not compromise. They wanted her to compromise the case. She could not compromise. Christiana Tar resigned. She is a respectable stateswoman. When you got issue with the government and the people in power feels that you're not supposed to be speaking about the issues, you resign. You resign. You don't go back and then makes it appear, oh, you are, I mean, you put your collar push, you go and say, oh, sorry, I will censor a statement, anything. What kind of,
Anytime you
you know,
rather speak
so,
now,
yeah,
we review your
your
statement to
statement,
ensure that it aligns with the presidential vision.
what kind of mockery is that? That is a demeaning thing of him. And Shaq allow himself to be rode down the slope, and then at the end of the day, he comes back and start talking. So what relevant? No attraction,
No
nothing.
attraction.
So I mean, the comment, the man was considered as a disposable. They just threw him out, and he threw him out at the expense of his cowardly posture.
The people with the man. They say,
Yeah,
man, go out on the man. The man,
yeah,
he brings up political, he is politically irrelevant.
irrelevant, a political non-entity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Political non-entity.
So they dispose him in a manner of form. So Shaq, even in the name of his advocacy, and I see most time he projecting as an Pan Africanist and all that. He will try to speak like a Pan Africanist. He's just an ordinary imitator.
Yeah.
He imitates people and carry no attribute and charisma. And that is the reason why
The man doesn't have a spine.
no, and that's why the government disposing
For him to have agreed.
and he come back again and say you're going back and start talking. So you just gotta keep quiet right there because you already allow yourself to be pampered and all that.
But you're an intelligent man, because Seth projects himself to be a very sophisticated
no man,
guy. He
that
projects himself to be a very sophisticated guy.
That guy's
For
funny.
Sheikh to have agreed, that the people, in the government to have programmed him
Yeah,
and appear before the legislature and say, my people are sorry. My people are sorry.
Okay.
The little
kid mind. Yeah, he has a kid mind. Yeah, it sounds. I mean, it's almost sounds like a kid, and that is a very funny thing to even hear. And Liberia is a funny place. People, and at the end of the day, the president to just throwing out
Yeah.
and dismissing. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a very funny, it's a comical story to hear that. Well,
let's go to the phone line.
yeah, go to the full line. Take some calls.
0770 13 13 18 0770 13 13 18 is the number to call. 0770 18 0770 18 is the number to call. Call and make your import on the program. This is the program, FOCA Frontline, the front line of national discussion. Let's take our first caller. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from? 30 seconds per caller today.
Yeah,
Welcome.
Counter 0770 18 0770 18. We also have our Lone Star line 086 27 76 20. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from? Good morning. Yeah, good.
James Mobile. Be audible. Yeah. We're fine.
Thank you. 1 minute per caller. Okay, we elevated the 0770 18 086 727 26 20. Struggling with the new number.
New number.
Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from? Yeah, good
Good
morning.
morning, good
Your
morning.
name and where you calling from?
this is the voice of Poema Hard of our delegation. Because it's not creating new. I joined my district 13 yesterday this morning.
Go ahead, let's hear you.
Make your point, boy, man.
Let me say thanks to you guys for the talking points this morning. You see, let me start with the issue of the COVID in this country.
And now COVID, we'll talk
You
about
know,
Ebola. Yeah.
Our health sector needs to be giving you an update. You see, the entire government, they just lack, when it comes to information, to inform the citizen of happening in this country, the government sector is just lacking that. When it comes to the issue of the land in local country, no information for that. COVID or Lele got to come over, on Facebook to even tell other people in this country, and then that woman was dismissed from her job. Before the next day, the government will tell other people in this country, there was 15 of them, they came, they are now there currently, that. So when it comes to information, the government is lacking that. So the issue of the house, my brother, Mr. You see, that entire house, I think you have just read what some of the lawmakers have said concerning about that entire house. That entire house is corrupt. That's the reason why those guys, they will not want for anyone to audit them because there are some fantastic deals that they can take to that place. So nobody, they will not level to audit them. So for Mr. Kuyado, they even said that, these are some of the things they can do, but they will only remove him from a job because today he has said the truth. And under this government, you can't be in government and
The man apologize. He
The man
apologized. Yeah. Thank you, man. Mama.
Thank you. Let's take another one. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
Hello.
Yeah.
Richard Barry, good morning.
Barclay, good morning to you guys. Good morning to the nation. Good morning to the president.
Yeah, good morning, my
Good
brother.
morning.
Barclay, thank you for the show. Thank you very much, and that extend to your colleague there in studio. People will always be disappointed here most that they don't support President Joseph Barclay. But I think sometimes there are glaring signs that when the president takes some decision, there's a need for people to applaud him for that. But here is the issue, Barclay. And anyone who works with the charge affair, you are a diplomat. So when you are speaking, you're supposed to speak diplomatically. So Sheikh Kuyate, in my mind, he spoke charitably. He did not speak like a diplomat. We all know it. But so he be the one speaking on this issue. It's not the one. So definitely, if the person wants to think they're going to set you down, they put you down. So the legislature have the right to he meant to do what he did. So in this case, government is not the president independent is coming, we need to be coordinated. So let us start this back to the new country. You want to go there to criticize the government. You know,
Thank you, Barry. Barry, thank you.
Let's take this one. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
good morning, everyone. Barclay, to Togba. Good morning to both of you.
Yeah,
Chris
I
Myers.
hear you.
Thank you. Let me say bravo to both of you for allowing our voices to be here on the radio. To the talking point, whosoever in the executive advice Mustafa Sheikh Kuyate to go and apologize. The government has the government
I think another call.
0770 taking 18.
0886.
Yeah,
The numbers are
086
627. So 0886 27 2620.
Let's take this one. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from? Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, cool. Kwewu, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. And let me say good morning to your colleagues in studio. So
Yeah.
this is Kwewu.
Yeah,
With them, sorry, and I joined this conversation from this good to be as member of the United Party Intellectual Bureau.
Good to hear you, Kwewu.
Thank you. Let me appreciate the both of you for your very analysis on critical nationality. Thank you for sharing that check where the cross is boundary. Look, you cannot be a government appointee or special appointee invested within on the president. If you were the president Barclay, what would you have done? Look, if the Constitution
that's why
says,
I'm not the president.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If this is what the Constitution says. There are three equal native branches of government. So if I know like the appointee from the executive wants to go to and say something, against the other branch of government, and that branch of government took a vote of no confidence in him and communicated with the executive to take action, and the executive refused to take action against that member. Tell me tomorrow if the executive send anything into the house and the house without spending it, because we just saw it. The 2026 budget that was passed, you saw the guards who put out that budget. It was to pass that budget. So it's possible that no guard can say, okay, but then it means that whatever statement we have made, it was the president shortening to say it. Since the president refused to take action, it was the president shortening to take to accuse for. So whatsoever bill that came from the president or the executive, we're not going to pass it. So do you know what's going to happen to the country? Now the country is trying to go ahead and scatter and you come back again. Oh, the government is not coordinated. The government is like this, the government is like that. For one person interest, you will jeopardize the entire government or interest. No. Check did it to himself. So I think it is now time for you to go and the civil society group. The other political civil society, you can go and join them, right? Or you can join other people. So
Thank
you
you.
can be
Thank you very much.
everybody knows that.
Thank you.
All this called wrong. Everybody knows. Look at the deal that they got passed. Right? And then last week, LTM lessons class has finished. I paid for my lessons. I cannot get lessons. Almost 2 weeks. I've been walking up and down over there. They said no lesson. And that was a very bad deal passed by the house. How did they pass it? Do you think it was free? They accepted something from those guys to pass that kind of a deal. So the house is very corrupt, but he cannot be in government, especially at the diploma.
No, but is there a crime if you are in government? You're not a Liberian citizen to speak out. If you
No, you can be in government. For example, legislature, right? Those are advocated position. You can speak there, right? But you cannot be.
your role is to work for the Liberian people, and I mean, besides
Yeah,
being
but
a
his
diplomat,
role now, Sheikh role is a diplomat, right?
Okay,
If just
thank you.
the government image also there, that was the ambassador at large. So
Thank you.
when you make it against the government, so what you going to tell investor out there? Eh?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Well, 0770 13 18 086 27 26 20 is the number to call. 0770 13 18 077 086 27 26 20 are the numbers to call. You can call and make your input on the program. Fuka Frontline. Let's take this one. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Montilla, and I call you from.
Okay, make your point, Chief.
Yeah, let me comment. First of all, you see, they have the choice. And the house should be the demons that who play the game, who understand the game in the out there in the name of someone. Looking at anything that it was. And he has to be there and he did himself. So
Yeah, I mean, we are
Okay.
not blaming the president. I think there are other
Uh,
callers who are. But if you want to be a part of the show, you can call in on out of the two numbers. We have two numbers available for you. You ought to call on the MTN number, which is 086-272620, or you call on the orange number 077-013-1318. And then if you choose to the lines, you have to lower the volume of your receiver and you make your point on the program Fuka Frontline. Yes, we're talking about the issues. There are a lot of things still we're going to talk about. There are a lot of things that we got to talk about. We until now, but I've been told that we're having
yeah, we are having our guest. I
guests.
guess I spoke with him a couple of minutes
Yeah, he was
ago.
making the way. Yeah.
Yeah, he's making his way.
So Lennon will have to go to the Facebook page
Yeah.
and see if we can read some of the comments from
So
there.
we have Israel Leod. He said absolutely amazing. He goes on to say excellent. We have Muhammad Gitawe. He said good morning, brother. We have journalist Washington P. Tapper Jr. He said good morning. We have Kujo Kunyin Bladid. I'm watching you this morning from New Estate. I don't know what is New Estate. Yeah, those are the people we have. Those are the people who have commented so far.
All right. So yes, and we're talking about the issues. So it's coming up to 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. We might have our guest. So let's move on to talk some other issues in London. Why we while we take the calls subsequently, we
Mhm.
can start talking some other issues that matters. Of course, on yesterday, the national team under Coach Mohamed already um, had his first game at the Samuel Kinders.
I think second game now because if
No,
we are
no, no, the first game at the Samuel Kinders Sports Complex.
oh okay
Yeah,
okay
the first game was in Sierra Leone at and Liberia lost to 1 goal to zero away in Sierra Leone
Mhm.
to the Leone Star of Sierra Leone, and then we had the return friendly at the Samuel Kind, which was the first home game at the Samuel Kind on the home soil,
Mhm.
and Liberia won 3 goals to 1. At the 11th hour of the match, Liberia received a red card, so we ended the game 10 against 11, and we were able to win three. For a long time, Liberia have now won 3 goals, and so the team won. So congratulations to the national
The
team
national team.
for the performance. So we're talking about some of the things happening in the country. Yes, of course, there are plenty more concerning things happening in our country for us to talk about that matters on the welfare of our dear land, Liberia. And the only way we can solve these things, unless we put things in the right perspective. Um, we were talking about the. I mean, yesterday was trying to emphasize about what can we do about the economy. You know, already we have a concerning situation with regards to the state of the well-being of the Liberian people, and how can we improve the life of our people. Now, London, you are cognizant of the fact that the government should provide an enabling environment for the Liberian people in terms of survival. The economy of the country is still a talk of the town because many Liberians are confused and feel dejected about life in the country to get things on course.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that is a concern. That should be the concern of the government with regards to ensuring that they improve the well-being. Nothing much can make Liberian men happy unless Liberian people will be able to that the government will be able to try to work out the necessary things
Mo-
to ensure that our economy gets better. And then the reason why we continuously want to emphasize on the economy because when the economy is bad, there will be a lot of people who complain, and the government will get a lot of backlash. Backlashes because of the people are not happy. People are not happy. I don't care how you can speak the last grammar and how you can intellectualize it. When Liberian people are hungry and people cannot get the basic and people are not working, the people tends out to be bored and the human being in our own nature. There's something of emotional that would be like frustration. Frustration would be on the government. So that is the reason why the government got to try to find a means of solving the problem when it comes to the state of the economy, job creation. I believe that a lot of you who support the government are concerned about the concern I'm raising with the issue of the state of economy. If we cannot create job for Liberians, we cannot ensure that. And I want to make it a priority to always talk about job creation for Liberians, job creation for Liberians, empowering Liberian people, so that we can be able to start, kickstart our lives and make things better. The government can do anything they want to do, but if the government cannot fight hard to see our best that we can solve the problems when it comes to the economy, and our people are still going through a lot, no job, and university graduate are sitting home and can't find job, and there's no company coming, and everybody's looking at the government. As a result, everybody automatically become politician. So what can we do about this? Now, the government must do something about it, and that is why the government was elected. That is why the government was elected. The government was elected to create environment for Liberian people. And that's why the government is called the rescue government. When people are dying and with joblessness and hunger, when people are struggling to pay school fees or to climb out the school years for the kids, the government will strategize and create an environment that will be better and affordable for the Liberian people. So the reason why some of us will be engaged in the government is because of what we are experiencing or what we are seeing every time that affecting the Liberian people. The low pay grade in the country. People are working at if the city are not working because uh, the reason why a lot of Liberian people are suffering today is because no job in the country. So you get a job and you're working and you are ill treated on the job. You're ill treated, they can take any action and use you at any time only because they are your employer, only because they don't want to employ you. So they take action, they control your destiny because they are fortunate and because the system of the system of the state of the economy is not impressive. If not, like they don't have no choice. They're just struggling with, and so they are suggested to to at the whim and pleasure of a individual who thinks and wake up the next morning and chooses to take a decision he wants to take because he owns the place he work. That's the problem. So can we solve the problem in the country? Can we solve the problem? Can the government find a means of making Liberian people comfortable? Not it in its entirety, but at least to solve the problem in a manner of form to a level that Liberian people will be able to appreciate. Can the government do something in that direction? Now, I'm not talking about people making all kinds of justification because of political reasons. I want to be reasonable to the argument. I want us to be reasonable to the argument. Let us go beyond our party or our individual lacking for or trouble lacking for. I know our guest is here, but let me just finish with the analysis quickly. Trouble lacking for the president. What matters to the Liberian people now is survival. What should be a concern to the government is the survival of the Liberian people. The government can make progress. The government can become popular. The government can have a desire, a liking for the people until the government try to work in the interest of the people. I mean, let's disregard our political alignment, irrespective of our different political persuasion or identity. What is happening in the country? We should not dispossess Liberian from job. We should not dislodge Liberian from job. Let Liberian be having an opportunity to work in the country. Let us not take our country, the responsibility that are supposed to be run by Liberian, and give it to foreigners. Let us ensure that our people are being able to work. Our people are being able to work in the country and live better. That is the essence of rescuing. That should be the reason why our country should get better. That should be the reason why the president should be re-elected, if he will be re-elected, because the president empathizes and understands the prevailing circumstances, not because of political party, not because of your alignment with political party. It's because of the interest of the Liberian people, the interest of the Liberian people, the interest, the well-being of our brothers and sisters, so that people cannot take advantage. Now, let me say one thing before I open the lines, before I take the last batch shortly at 9. It's already 9 o'clock, maybe 2 minutes of by now we take our guest. The reason why a lot of people take, and even Liberians take advantage or take advantage over one another, is because some people are rich, and because they get wealth, so they deprive you of your benefit. The government is not creating an environment, and I want to be very frank. Not that I'm against the government, but the government can try to work with regards to the economy. We can't be justifying for the government every time and justifying the government trying, government trying, government trying. Yes, I agree, but we want the state of the economy to be better for the Liberian people. I know we cannot solve the problem in its entirety. There are very few people who can afford to find food to eat. There are very few people who are living at the expense of other people's pocket, begging to survive at this time and age. Better get any good health facility. Better get any good education for the kids. Some people are dying ahead of time because of this prevailing circumstances. If they were in some advanced country, they wouldn't have died. But because they are in a country where politicians are more relevant, but where politicians nobody cares about, and we the Liberian people, we need to care about our fellow Liberian people who have opportunity. So it's bad. And I mean, I will expatiate further on this analysis uh, after our guests.
Let's just take a few batch of call while we are
Yeah,
actually.
we are waiting our guests. So that's something that moved my heart this morning, and that's why I want to speak and to I want to speak to, and what I'm seeing is just the, I mean, I don't know, but that just the what's happening in the country. If can you imagine the disadvantages that people go through, if you if you know the story, if you know the story of people, yeah, you as a leader, you'll be moved to try to see how best you can do, and you'll stop the politicking thing you're doing and attacking and X, Y, Z. You will think about, let's attack the issues that are attacking our people. So let's take your calls. London, we can announce the number. We'll take at least 2 or 3 calls
Yeah,
before we
zero
bring in our
seven
guest.
seven zero 13 13 18 0770 13 13 18 086 27 26 20 is the number to call, and you can make your input on the program. 0770 13 13 18 086 27 26 20 are the numbers to call. Make your input on the program.
Yeah, so yes, we're gonna announce the numbers on this aspect very briefly before we come back to before we go to our guests. And if you can make your point on 0886 272620 or 0770 131318 are the numbers. Now, if you want to, yes, let's cross over and take that caller.
Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from? 30 seconds.
Yeah, Gloria Jones from New York.
Good morning, Gloria.
Hello, Barclay.
Yeah, how are you, man?
I'm good. Uh, I did listen to you guys. At first when I check Kuyate, I excuse me for what he came back and corrected his mistake.
Okay.
And I felt, even when he knows the thing,
Mm-hmm.
I felt Sheikh was being coerced to do what he did. And sometimes we might begin to blame him and say, oh,
All right. Let's
Thank
take
you,
this
Gloria.
one. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
yes, Barclay, I'm Barry's back on the line.
Good morning, Barry.
Let's just consider the issue about Sheikh Kuyate a formal case now, because it's no longer part of government.
All right.
Barclay, I listened to you on the very cardinal issue in which, picked my attention as supporter of the president. Any government or president that will want to be successful, the first thing you try to fight in a nation is inequality. And how to defeat inequality is to provide sustainable jobs for the ordinary citizens. But if you just focus on infrastructure development, rules, and other things, the human capacity is not developed, the people are not working, the development agenda will not be seen by the people. So I'm asking the president this morning, if he wants to be remembered, it should not only be for roads and schools and hospitals. Let him prioritize quality jobs in this country, not just jobs, but sustainable jobs for the young people. The people are working, they're able to provide their own shelter, they can buy their own cars, and they can build their own roads. In the absence of that, the country, the people will own.
Let's take this one, the last one, and then we'll cross over to our guest. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
Barclay, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Sekou Fofana.
Good morning to your co-host and your
Good
guest.
morning, Sekou.
Thank you. Sekou Fofana, member of UP Intellectual Bureau in Bajefaje, Plainfield. So I want to say this Barclay about Sheikh Kuyate, right? The issue of Sheikh Kuyate, shared his brother and also his respectable character in our country. But why share I bring this message today? You look for it because what he said is true. Nobody gets to know that house is corrupt. And even there who's their colleague that can talk it, but if you be serving as somewhere, like you serving as ambassador at land for special services, anything you say, if it will affect the president. And if you say president come on and tell you say apologize, if you apologize, there is no way for you to justify your apology.
Okay.
But if you be unique, there are some element in the opposition on the media. They see that they can use our community to castigate the government. Somebody putting Abraham Kuma, Mark Jabate, we share created and other photo. He say they come against the Madingo people. Amen. For God's sake, how naive people, someone would be like that? He said the government. Let me for record say. Let me say this. Tell abroad for. And now the Madingo people not working in government, but this is the first government ever for Madingo people to be in that position. This is government, the last government. How many Madingo people were working in a higher position?
All right, thank you.
How many of them?
Sekou, thank you very much. That take the last one, then we that take the last one.
Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah.
I hear you. So go past that.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go to the guest. His microphone is what?
It's number four. Number 4.
Number 4, right? Okay, number 4.
Okay.
Good morning.
Okay.
We have our guest, and let me announce that we have our guest. He's a student of the Adventist University. He's been advocating for what he considers as astronomical fees being imposed by a faith-based institution, a Christian university, the Adventist University. And he's here with us. He's a relatively young man, and he's going to introduce himself, and he will reconstruct his argument by telling us why he's here, so that we can listen to his argument, and then we quiz him about some of the issues that he's going to be speaking about. So good morning, my dear young brother. Welcome. It's good to have you on the front line.
Good morning, veteran journalist.
Yes.
Good morning to my dear brother and friend, Lyndon.
Okay. Good
So
morning.
I'm Michael N. Bloje, a
Okay.
student of the Adventist University of West Africa. I currently serve as the president of the Adventist chapter of the Grand Bazaar University Student Union, and also the chairman of the affected graduating students of the Adventist University of West Africa.
All right, Bloji, it's good to have you here.
Thank
So,
you.
how is life so far, my young brother?
Well, the adversities that life throw at you, you should either grab it and goof it and try to improve on it. So we are facing life the way it's come.
Okay,
So,
that's
yeah.
good. That's good. So, okay, let's talk about what's your concerns like. I heard you on the news the other time just opposing that. Look, the imposition of the fees from the Adventist University, graduation fee to be specific, was very astronomical. Did I hear say the money is
55 United States.
$755 United States dollars?
Definitely.
Yeah, and I heard you on the news, and you was making your case. So, why is this so? You are the president of the graduating class, right?
No.
Pre-
Affected.
Okay, the
graduating
affected
class.
graduating class. So, why is this so? How you people came to this amount of figure?
So in Liberia, people believe that when something is being practiced continuously,
Okay,
it is right.
Alright.
We have an argument called argumentum ati populum.
okay.
It's the argument of the Pharisee.
Is it English or is it Latin?
It's a Latin, it's not actually not English.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, argumentum ati populum.
Yeah, okay.
It's an argument of the Pharisee,
Okay.
wherein if majority agrees with a fallacy, people take it as truth. So in Adventist University, it is believed that the university charge overwhelmingly every graduation year. So it has been believed that that should be a norm practiced by the university continuously. So some of us who have not been in a school from the very onset, they have had that kind of belief, that kind of argument. We have not been around to sharpen our contradiction.
Okay.
So now we have been around. We are fortunate to be within the school system, to be in the confine of the school as a member of the community. Because as far as I'm concerned, once you matriculate in a school, you are a full-fledged member of the Adventist community.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember.
So some of us, we have been taught to sharpen contradiction everywhere we see it. Whether you can dress it in a necktie or you can dress it on a puppet where you will have clergy men presiding over it. Once we identify it, we know how to fleck it out. So this is it. Adventist has 2 campuses currently for the undergraduate program.
Okay.
The first campus is the Shortland campus, which is the main campus.
Yeah, on the Ralphie Highway.
On the Ralphie Highway. Yeah. The second campus is the USAID proposed campus for the USAID test scholarship program. Now, before Donald Trump took over, USAID had a program in Liberia called USAID test scholarship.
Okay.
Training teachers, primary teachers, early childhood teachers, secondary teachers. So those people, USAID had a memorandum with more than 9 universities across Liberia. That was put Adventist as one of it. So automatically, Adventist established a sub-branch at the EWA Junction where they have the SDA High School.
Yeah, SDA High School. Yeah.
So we were fortunate to have enrolled in that program, under the USAID program.
Okay.
But barely after 2 semesters, when Donald Trump took over, all of the USAID programs were shut down.
Yeah, cut down.
Yeah. So we negotiated to continue the program on grants. We will pay our fees. While we will pay our fees, we'll also be seeking additional help from the ministry and other well-meaning Liberians to ensure that what USAID wanted to do should be completed, because it is at the benefit of the society and the state. Obviously. Where you have more competent teachers in the classroom than everybody who just graduated from high school and say, I'm something doing. Because most people are taking the teacher profession as a stepping stone to what they want to achieve at a later date.
Yeah.
So USAID had in mind to change the narrative. So USAID established the program with the Adventist University, and the Adventist University gave USAID the EWA campus. Now, but it will shock you to know that most of the decisions affecting students, the administration has not taken into consideration students at the EWA campus.
Most of the decisions affecting the students, the administration have not taken that into consideration?
I'm saying most of the decisions that affect students, the students at the EWA campus have not been taken into consideration as a full-fledged stakeholder of the university.
Okay.
What am I saying? They have exonerated us and exempted us for key decision-making processes.
Oh, okay. So it's on a level those that are on the other side.
Campus.
You people are being excluded.
Yes, we are being ostracized.
Yeah.
And it even goes down to the formation of the graduation class leadership. The school refused to include us in the process. Mind you, those who will be graduating this coming time are from 2 different diverse disciplines, the Associate of Arts and the Bachelor program.
All right.
But it was shocking to know that the graduation fee goes across for everybody. Even Associate of Arts will be paying $755.
$750 just for graduation fee.
So let's go to the formation of the class leadership, where the problem the problem originated from, where the problem permeated from. The Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Avendatura, they formulated a committee, nominated a class sponsor. We're at the acquiescence of we for EWA campus. Well, if that was an administrative decision, we said no problem. That decision was meant to be made by the administration. So they made that decision to select a graduating class sponsor.
Okay.
When it comes to the graduating class leadership, there should be nobody being exempted from the process. Why were we exempted? Nobody can give concrete and substantive reasons.
So, Bro, let me ask you before you go further. Is there anything in the school handbook that provides that support the actions about what you think they were doing to you to exclude you and all that? Is there anything enshrined in the handbook?
Yeah, obviously. The fact is, once you are a full-fledged member of the university, every decision that affects students, you are stakeholders. Let me tell you, Bibero,
Mm-hmm.
most universities and schools around town have not realized that their primary and manifest stakeholders are the students. If today the students go slow, there'll be no vice president of administration.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be no person at the Adventist University or different university. The students are manifest stakeholders.
Mm.
So leaving one person out is like you're not doing the right thing. What is done already.
It's not done at all. Yeah, I agree with you there.
So what the university did at the time, they did not do it in full-fledged, considering all factors, holding all factors constant.
Yeah.
So then we have the hard conversation. There are students graduating with Associate of Art. What becomes of them? Would they pay $755? And guess what? We receive a message that has no magnitude to our concern. If you don't want to graduate, don't graduate. But everybody will pay $755.
So that message came for student affair?
It came from the school administration.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went on the drawing board to negotiate with the vice president of academic affairs, the vice president of academic affairs. That's not true. This is the process. You have more than 50 students with the Associate of Art program. You say you are charging $455 for administrative cost. On what basis? All over the world, graduation fees includes everything within the graduation process.
Mm-hmm.
So you can tell us, say, you got an export cost of $755 and $455, $450.
It's $455.
Yeah, $450.
That should be the actual graduation fee.
Yeah, actual graduation fee, $450.
Mm-hmm.
But they're saying that money is not for the graduation fee, it's for just administrative cost. How do you justify administrative cost? If $450 for administrative costs, then it should be incumbent upon whoever that is graduating to decide whether they want to pay souvenir or purchase fees. If you say administrative cost is the graduation money, it means that when I pay $450, if I don't want to pay any other form, I should graduate.
Mm-hmm.
That's the argument that I have not agreed with.
Since when you guys have been back to back on that?
Since January.
When is the graduation?
The graduation is selected for the 21 of this month.
21 this month. And you people have not been able to conclude on that.
No. Now, the university is on trial and the government is on record. Mm-hmm. Now, the government has a regulatory body.
Yeah, the Higher Commission on Education.
The National Commission on Higher Education.
Yeah.
So we have placed them on trial. Some, it should be better 2 weeks now since we petitioned the national government by
the Commission
on Higher Education. And the Commission had a press briefing yesterday. And I will respond to that press briefing as well here today.
Yeah.
There are a whole lot of incoherence within the press briefing, and we address it today.
Because the communication guy at the Commission on Higher Education said you're going to place in a call when you're on the show.
The reason he said that, let me tell you one thing, big brother. In Liberia, we should not allow proximity with people derail the sanctity of transparency.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
I'm a John brother Emmanuel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also a John brother Inspector General.
Okay.
But it's not like because of the proximity I have with them, at a certain point, this process should be compromised. Or for someone to feel like they are doing us a favor. The government has in charge you to regulate all institutions of higher learning, irrespective of their denomination, whether they are faith-based or their status, whether they are faith-based, whether they are private universities, whether they are public universities. You have the regulatory power, the administrative oversight. And the reason Bibra Emmanuel plays call here is because we have had some disagreement, in-house disagreement, as to how they want me to handle this thing. No.
Actually, what are they being seen to you behind?
What are they proposing?
The fact there is, the National Commission on Education, that's the reason Cecilia Cassell, the executive director, went for a press briefing. And we are not okay with what she delivered. The fact there is, the board of the Commission of Higher Education, we notified you some 2 weeks ago. And by this time, to be telling us the board has not finalized the investigation, I think it's an affront. Why the school is still planning graduation activities?
So the school is planning, the graduation is planning the graduation. Nothing is on hold, but the commission, Madam Cecilia, is saying to the Liberian populace that they have not finalized.
They have not finalized the decision. Then when my disappointment comes in.
So, but then the next question is, when are they going to finalize? Because graduation program is pending,
so
and the people retreat stage is on course as well.
Desmond Tutu told us, the late Archbishop Desmond Tutu.
Yeah, from South Africa.
From South Africa. He was an anti-apartheid
Okay.
He said, the mass, when I appreciate you,
So you tend to cut.
I mean, when the cat is hunting the mass and
Okay.
you are silent, the mass will not appreciate your silence.
All right.
Meaning, silence in the wake of injustice is doing no good for the oppressed. Rather, you are siding with the oppressor.
Yeah, silent with the
The
oppressor.
government is on trial. Mind you, the arrest agenda, he is one of the manifest components of the arrest agenda, which he stands for education. The government has a regulatory arm to monitor
Educational
of higher
issue.
education, including MOE. There is no exception. The government is on record that this is not quote unquote news that is circulating in the public, but rather it's an official petition that will deliver to them.
Okay.
So, comes what may, even if the National Commission on Higher Education remain reluctant and the university commences graduation for the 21st, history will be the judge. And once upon a time, a young fellow among few of the comers stood the test of time and brought to the attention the regulatory authorities of the United Party government. When children at the higher education, students of the University, the Avenue University of West Africa, were being strangulated financially. This is financial strangulation. It doesn't have to be like the one they did to George for. This is financial strangulation in Liberia that has a transitive economy. Now, the economy is transitive.
Yeah, I mean, we're just talking about the economy.
It's transitive.
Yeah.
Where you have people imposing fees. Let me tell you, the ceremony of were imposed. In a sense, the school helped student leaders as guardian class leadership, coerce them. The students have that court. Everything that happening over there, the students are aware. That's the reason you'll find there are two groups of people against me.
Yeah, I mean, he said to me that you are the only person that is making an
That's
advocacy.
the argument you want to make. Now, let me tell you today, if one is ongoing at the legislature, one person standing against it, does that mean that it's the 100 and
no, it doesn't mean that majority of people are right. You can look at the substance of the matter.
That's the point, yeah. The point is not about how many persons speaking out. The point is they look at the substantive of the argument. They look at how relevant is the process. This is it. Ceremony the fact that imposed war Liberia.
And the commission have not been able to address the matter. That issue has been going on for some time. Why is it that the Commission on Higher Education, concerning the current state of affairs in the country, the appalling economic state? We're just speaking about the economy. You are a young person with promising future, bright and very intelligent, raising an eyebrow about fundamental flaw with a Christian or faith-based university, Advent University. Say 450. If you do all of the calculations of what they want, it amounts to $750, amounting to graduation fee at this state and age in Liberia. And you mentioned something very important, that the government agenda is one of the major pillars of the agenda is education. And considering where are the students going to get money from to pay the fees, the decision on the premium of your argument, you said your aspect of the campus was ostracized in the process. They made a decision way before consulting other, and you are the only person speaking out. So now, in this case, it required the government, the Commission on Higher Education, to come in and look at, because they are regulating higher institutions in the country. What did you say at a press conference? I didn't follow the press conference, by the way, but what was specifically said? She said, according to what I gathered, that they are still finding time to conclude the matter. But then the information we're getting that the graduation program is pending and they are planning the process. So what do you do from here, Ploji? How are we getting along with this argument?
I told few brothers, there are hundreds of people waiting on graduation fees.
All right.
But that's not the point.
Okay.
If they don't graduate, I receive hundreds of people willing to pay my fees.
Okay.
Even this struggle year, some of our engagements are being financed by parents.
Okay. Yeah, people are fun. Yeah.
It's not the point of, if you are content with certain situation, means that it is transparent.
Yeah.
The fact that few other people have paid. Today, on June 5th, the financial office of the university placed the financial clearance of people. Guess what? the university, the Senate that voted for over 200 persons to be vetted for graduation. Only 28% have paid of by the 5th of June.
What are you sensing?
So they are hiding the truth. Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
He might have come on the call today.
Mm-hmm.
The communication director
Yeah,
will tell you. I'm saying it now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing foreshadowing what will happen.
Mm-hmm.
He will tell you that the school has said 80% of the students have paid. At their school administration to publish a list of 80% of the students have paid. Then they go get clearance.
So it means that a lot of the students are caught with the pens down financially.
I'm saying the school, you know, there are a whole lot of irregularities in this process. The school will say one thing here, go to the commission and say another thing. Guess what? When we went for clarity on the $450, the school said the $450 is graduation fees. Every other now you choose it. When the commission calls them, guess what they say? The $450 is for administrative costs. They bring people out of the country as guests. Who cares about who you bring as guests?
So it means that the students' graduation fees should honor with the travel or people they bring out of
That's
the
the
country.
problem. So here we said, right? He said something important. What happens from here? Let me communicate to Liberian people under the sound of my voice.
Okay.
That this is Liberia for you. This Liberia people feel like you should be disruptive and destructive before action is taken on the serious matter. I think that's the language people who in relevant authorities understand.
Okay.
That disruption should occur, that discussion should occur before they see reason
to look into the
issue
matter
of serious concern. But guess what? Some of us are not built in that way. But we are documenting records of irregularities, educational irregularities, and inconsistency under this National Commission on Higher Education. It simply tells you that even before the ascendancy of Manasisia Cassell, there have been no a serious monitoring and evaluation policy at the National Commission on Higher Education. For one fact, even last graduation year, the average university charge over $750.
last graduation year.
I'm telling you. So it simply means that the commission does not have that weight to
supervise.
monitor and supervise and oversee its monitoring process. But when the president to do it for more than 5 graduation essays, what does it tell you? They tell you that there is no regulatory authority in this country when it comes to education. So that's the reason you see somebody will tell you, oh, Avanes should talk to the men behind closed door. I don't need Avanes talking to me. I've received a communication. I received a communication yesterday evening. Disciplinary committee coming for questioning.
So did they call you for questioning? And you avail yourself to the disciplinary
committee? The first thing, the
Yeah.
disciplinary committee disrespected me.
Okay.
The first communication is sent. You can text me on message on local text. 10 o'clock. They texted me 2 days ago. 10 o'clock. You are invited to bring your parent. I looking at child to tell me bring your parent. You look at an institution of higher learning, tell me to bring your parent for questioning. I responded to whoever sent a message. I don't even want to make it look relevant. I told them the message is impromptu, unofficial, and needs proper address before sent to me. I think it's sunk in when I sent that message, and that's the reason it officially wrote me as Mr. Michael N. Bloje.
Okay.
You are kindly asked. That's why that was a new letter now.
Yeah.
You are kindly asked to appear to answer some questions.
So you dictated to the administrative.
No, it wasn't about dictating.
No, I mean dictated to the administrative lapses.
Yeah.
To rectify the lapses.
You can look at me. I fill you a phone as
Mr.
Michael M. Bloje. You tell me bring your guardian or your parent. It was an insult.
Okay.
And I told him,
The little man.
I said, I'm a Pentecostal man. I'm not a member of the Adventist Church, the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Okay. Where other people feel like you can brainwash other people. I'm one young man, you can brainwash. You know why? I know that I will survive in this country, irrespective of bootlicking people, irrespective of kneeling down to people who I believe I should not be kneeling down to.
Okay.
President Baga be one person in the country, he got PhD degree. He did not pass through so many things. Other people feel like you pass away, be unsuccessful. Barack Obama. There are many key figures who in world history today, they reach at the peak. They were not inconsistent with their position. In life, you must stand for something. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for nothing. Okay. So we are saying to the Adventist University, you can do anything you want to do in the National Commission on Higher Education. Whatever agreement you put and go in, whatever thing you think that you have a proximity, whoever you think that you have proximity with, you can have a graduation on the 21st if the commission refuses to speak.
Do you think that they
History is watching.
Mhm.
I believe that they have some proximity. That's the reason up to this time that the Kassak cannot find a last decision. I believe there are serious black deal going on. Let me be on record.
Yeah, black deal between the commission and that, of course, you think there should be a kickback. Probably they could profiteer at the expense of this particular situation as well.
For one fact,
Mhm.
for the communication director to call me
Mhm.
and tell me, say, you know, that post school, that fair school, and the people say that only you agitating almost 80% of the people have paid. Then I ask you, where is your regulatory willpower? Does your power end at being convenient with certain situations? Like, even you know that the situation is not correct, but you are convenient, it doesn't mean it is right.
Mm.
Let's accept the fact that the school quote unquote said to you that 85% of the graduates have paid.
Mm.
Let's go to the issue. Is it real? Should it be acceptable that a faith-based school or any other university will be charging $755 for graduation fees? Let's look at it on the other side. So I believe comes one meal, that's Liberia for us all.
Mhm.
And things that have happened here is nothing new, like the president said.
Mhm.
I think you recall one time the president said everything that is happening here, once you leave, you'll see new things. It is nothing new, but it's left with President Walker to know that things are happening here with the educational system. It is not right. Actions must be taken. If the cause of to be replaced, replacement should be done. And let me say clearly, we are championing this cause that nationally. It will not be only the Advantage University, even if they host graduation. Going forward, we'll petition the legislature to ensure that an act is passed to a specific figure in line with the contemporary and financial standing of the masses of the Liberian people when it comes to university charging
Graduation fees.
graduation fees. I believe the commission feel complacent. That's the reason up to this time there is no clear roadmap as to how universities should compose themselves.
So in this case, you blame the commission or the commissioner for what we call laissez-faire approach or being very responsible.
And the negligence.
And negligence of the
But
responsibility.
guess what?
Yeah.
See the first justification for one of the students who quote unquote they are in the same thing. How you get carried advantage nowhere because the commission does not have a clear policy as to how much you will charge. So that be boo. So because the commission doesn't have a clear policy, so university can say graduation fee should be 1,500. It should be. That's the kind of layman understanding that they want to impose on us. That's the kind of ideology they want to infuse into a conscious being like me. And I said to them, that cannot happen. Not when I'm alive. My graduation fees, if I deem it necessary today to graduate,
You pay the fees.
the fees will be paid.
But
the
on
record
such a
will be
second,
there.
yeah.
The record will be there. No, let me tell you. Before 1980, before the coup, there were people who stood up prior to 1980 against the decadence of the oligarchy of the Chewing Party. But guess what? Some of them stood up and died in the process, but the process did not just end at that point. There are people who were jailed in Better Yara, there are people who were jailed to South Beach. Some of them died. There is no history to account for them. And those things continue till when history reaches at its concluding point, its resolution point. And we saw the oligarchy of the Chewing Party crumbling in the hands of the progressive. So comes what may. Advantage can feel like they have the right to themselves. But guess what? The defining point in history will come. That the Abraham family said on the late Alhaji G.V. Nkrumah, one of the memorial programs, he said, when the ocean tars shall have gone,
And the ocean tide shall have gone.
we will see who all were swimming naked. Today, maybe people feel like they have proximity with national authority. So they are indispensable. But we want to tell them, when Taylor felt like he had total control, there were times that they came for Taylor. When Doe felt like he had absolute control, there are times history came for Doe. When Togba felt like he had absolute control, history came for Togba. So one way or the other, injustice here, once it is being flagged out,
It's everywhere as well.
history has no last word.
So Michael, Michael, you are a revolutionary, and you are in the vanguard of the struggle of fighting for the right thing to be done. I mean, it's upon your advocacy that brought the Commission on Higher Education to go to the press, to the weekly press conference, and speak about some of the things happening. So, what do you stand now? If for any reason, and I continue to ask this question, will you not be part of the graduating class? If all of your arguments and your intelligent
Does
points
not yield fruit.
it doesn't generate the kind of results that you want, because from the way you speak tells me that there is something might be sinister, allegedly sinister, between the commission and the Avanti University as well.
So before the commission went to market press briefing, the Ministry of Information,
Yeah.
Friday,
You're speaking on the Friday.
give a position. However, I say it's a trade. Generate to plan the eyes of the public, to gain public sentiment and say, oh yeah, the commission on higher education is handling the situation.
Okay.
For one fact that if you cannot finalize a decision and you cannot ensure that the university posts all graduation planning activities, it shows that the National Commission on Higher Education does not mean well for the students of the Republic of Liberia. It clearly shows that they are not in the interest of the students. And I may be on record. We will not stop here even if graduation is held.
Okay.
I'm following the process up to Friday. However, I know that I have the financial capability for my supporters to ensure that I graduate. And I will graduate.
And you get your credential.
The school cannot hold my credentials. The very wrong mistake that Avalon University will make is to even prevent me from graduating. It will be catastrophic.
How will it be catastrophic? How do you explain the catastrophic action of yours as well?
So I told somebody, we are students. We do not have guns in our hands. Violence is not our portion. We have our pen and our voice.
Okay.
If Avalon prevent me from graduating, my pen will speak. My voice will echo to the tunnels of history.
Michael Bloje is our guest. He's a student of the Avanti University, a graduating student, and Bloje is concerned about the astronomical fees imposed on the student. He's been making an advocacy ever since about this. I've prompted the Commission on Higher Education to get involved and address the matter. But apparently, it appears to be that all is not still going well with Mr. Bloje, and the commission have not yet conclusively concluded the matter. The commission public relation officer is Emmanuel Yankwe. So Emmanuel, if he's following the show and he promised to call, you can call on my personal number. I will take you. And if you want to respond to the young student general, you can call in. He promised to call my personal number. Now, if anybody from the Avanti University in authority, in the echelon of the power from the administration wants to react, and you're following the show, you can also call on 0770 131318 or 0886 272620. Call, and then we give you the chance to, maybe you want to make a rebuttal or you want to say something as regard to refute. You can call in as promised by the public relation officer, Myra, who promised to call in on the show and ask me for the time.
So the number to call is 0770 13 13 18, 0770 13 13 18. Better still, you can call us on this number 086 27 26 20, 0770 13 13 18, 0770 13 13 18. Better still, you call us on 086 27 26 20. Those are the numbers to call and make your input. We have Michael Bloje as our guest, and he has been talking about the astronomical fee imposed by the Adventist University.
So yeah, now the line's open for the public to call in and make a point. Call and you listen to the graduate, and he is a young person and making an advocacy. And the advocacy is still around the astronomical fees imposed by the Advantage University. It says there's not much done by the Commission on Higher Education to resolve the conflict that is now faced with, the students are faced with, mainly his advocacy around that. So if you're following the show and you want to make a point now, open the line for the general public. You can call in on either of the two numbers. You either call on the orange on 0770 131318, or you better still call on the MTN number 086272620 are the numbers that are available. If you're onto the lines now, please lower the volume of your receiver. Why is it that the Commission of Higher Education cannot resolve the matter? Why is it that the fees? Okay, let's cross over and take the first call.
Let's take this one. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
Morning to the young graduate in the studio, Blue Jay. My name is Prince Myers. I always join the conversation from District 13, Chocolate City. People Barclay, two in La Voyage. Hungry to go to school, but our system is helping the young folks in La Bloc education. I listened to him. It is so painful. You see people who are now up to the task to pay the school fees, but then it's struggling here with the school for you to see institution forcing.
Let's take this one.
The
Hello,
fee
caller. Your name.
charge is 750. Hello.
Yeah. Hello, caller. Your name.
I'm Olen Newport from Civil Forward Estate.
Good morning. Let's hear you, sir.
Sorry that I got the program late, but I got the student Blojo and I got interested in what he was saying. Yeah, so you see, in Liberia, people overlook things, and later when it reach to the neck, and then everybody starts to go head to scatter.
Okay.
What student Blojo is saying today, it may not be him, but it will bother the future. This is the wrong precedent for probably university to be charging over $700 for graduation. This serves as this. It's very discouraging for people that want to go to school.
Okay.
The Ministry of Education should look into it and set the precedent for other universities. Because today is the Adventist, tomorrow it will be the Methodist University. What will we say?
Okay.
It's a time for the University Party government to stand up to what they say, education. So, Roger, I heard you lately, but I took interest in what you were saying. It happened when we were in the University of Liberia. Our graduation fee was 300 and plus. We stood up. Later on, we cut it down. Don't stop. Do the best for the future.
Thank you so kindly. Thank you so kindly.
All right.
Okay.
All right. 0770 13 18 0770 13 18. Better still, you can call us on 086 27 26 20. 0770 13 18. Better still, you call us on. Okay, let's take this one. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm calling from the bank.
Commission on Higher Education is
Uh,
there. The Advantage
uh,
University is charging $750 for graduation fees for the graduates who will be graduating from university. Now
Undergraduate.
yeah,
Let me make it
yeah,
specific.
undergraduate is 750 according to what we gather for the graduate. And now it have not turned out to be a problem. Michael has been a young person who is expected to walk away from the Advantage University. He's not happy about the astronomical imposition of fees from the university. It have reached the Commission on Higher Education. Have they said anything about it? Yet the commission is yet to come out with a decision on that. It's raising an eyebrow and it's becoming more tension park. Now the young man is seriously angry about this and want the public to know. But let's take some calls and see. I don't know why the commission will not want to get involved to extend to bring this thing to a logical conclusion so that it can be amicably resolved. Now, we've been told that over time, the culture at the Advantage University has been like that. It's been alleged that they've been paying 750 United States bucks.
even more than that.
More than that.
Hmm.
So this is a faith-based institution, a Christian institution, we say faith-based, and considering what they are charging now, and then the government Commission on Higher Education cannot come out regularly with a definitive position on this matter. It raises our brow. But let's see, we can take at least two more calls, then we'll have our next guest, right?
Yeah, 0770 13 Better still, you call us on 086 27 26 20. Those are the numbers available for you to call and participate on the program.
If you're onto the lines, you have to lower the volume of your receiver. We don't have much time for Michael Bloji. We should be letting him to leave to make way for our next guest. Michael, finally from your end.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so
You listen to all of the callers, and they are, and I mean, one of the callers who mentioned University of Liberia scenario said it was similar thing, and they were able to reduce theirs as well, even though it's state-run university. Yours is faith-based institution, a private university. The lady called and said, "No, it is the commission must do something about this. It's appalling." Let's hear you.
let me say to you, had the commission made any business, but now there will be a public communication sent to Advantage telling them to halt all graduation activities. But guess what? The commission is not concerned. I think everyone over there is happy they're receiving salary, but they don't want to do what they were sent there for.
Mhm.
That's the reason up to this time, Advantage feels indispensable. They feel that no regulatory authority here can sanction them for what they are doing. That's the reason up to this date, the Commission on Higher Education has not communicated to Advantage University to pause graduation activities. And today, if Mr. Emmanuel Guerra, I'm forgetting the last
Yeah,
name,
Emmanuel Yangwe.
Young comes on the show, guess what?
No, you should have called in.
Yeah, you will not come there
declined.
because I have already disclosed everything that you will want to see.
Mhm.
The first thing you want to say here is, oh, the school does not receive subsidy from government. The school generates funds from student fees. Does that mean expectation should be at a higher height? Does that mean that imposition of fees should continue if the school cannot receive subsidy? Should the extra income come from exploiting? Emmanuel will not come here because guess what?
Mhm.
Everything he wished to say, I've unearthed it. So he has nothing to say again. He has absolutely nothing to say.
Okay.
But let me say here clearly, when Tata Kasia was being nominated as executive director of the Commission of Higher Education, after Dr. Adi Ekpo was taken from there, I don't forget in the first
Yeah.
year, we believe this will become a reform that we are yearning for at the National Commission of Higher Education. I was one person when Dr. Kasia was appointed. I feel like mothers always are compassionate, passionate, and sometimes they see the need of doing the right thing. I felt like Dr. Kasia would have stood up to the task. I felt like she would have placed her feet running to ensure the right things across Liberia is done. But well, what we have witnessing is contrary to what we once believed that would have happened under the watchful eyes of Dr. Kasia. But I believe it's not too late for Dr. Kasia to take heed. I believe if President Barclay will want an effective education in his arrest agenda, the National Commission on Higher Education and the Ministry of Education should stand up to the task, because schools will continue to test the resolve of these regulatory authorities. And without proper mechanisms, monitoring mechanisms, without effective policy, school will continue to ride on the negligence of the government through the National Commission on Higher Education and the Ministry of Education. That's what we are watching. So I want to say to the public, we are following this to the logical conclusion, comes what may. If the government will remain silent through the National Commission on Higher Education, history will be the judge on our side. We will not go disruptive, we will not go disgruntled. But we want to say to them that we understand what is happening. And if the need be, we will petition the National Legislature to ensure an act is passed, because there's an insurgency we want to curtail.
Michael Pluge is our guest. Michael, we don't have time. Thank you for coming, and we wish you well. We'll follow your development, we'll follow your advocacy. We're looking forward to see if the Commission on Higher Education can have a twist to that and resolve the issue. We are going to take the break for the first time to transition to our guest for 30-minute conversation. So let me take a quick breather and be right back on the front line. All right. Okay, and we are back on the last segment of the program, Focus Frontline and we are going to run off for a little over 35 to at least 40 minutes. On the last segment of the program, just listening to Michael Bloje, a student activist and a graduate of the Adventist University, making a case of the astronomical imposition of fees charged by the Adventist University that have been communicated to the Commission on Higher Education, but to no avail. So we move over to our next guest, and he's well catapulted. We like to, Lyndon, you have to make him comfortable with the headphone and you come to the microphone. So we can kickstart the conversation. He's on microphone 4, right?
Yeah, microphone 4.
All right. And so with no time to procrastinate further, we have to go into the specificity of the matter. Good morning, man. Dear brother, it's good to have you. You are live on the front line. Welcome. Could you state your name and tell us why you are here as well?
Thank you very much.
Please come closer to the microphone.
Thank you, Albert.
Okay.
My name is Bananas running nameland, and by the way, I'm not a stranger here.
Okay.
I maybe in person this is my first time a stranger, but by abstention,
okay,
I have been in close contact with this institution and been engaged very religiously.
All right.
So I'm the manager for operations at the Solid Foundation Charity Incorporated Global. And for the Liberia chapter, I serve this position. And I have engaged with Lyndon on several issues, including government's policies, policy decisions, and a lot of district politics so far.
Okay.
And so that's why I'm here to discuss on issues relative to government's policy and how they are administered.
The discussion about the policy should be a very long conversation, and I'm looking at the time, but I think we'll do it today, and we have to redo it again because policy issue are the one that are very important. Experts on policy issues as well. So, Bananas, it's good to have you on the show. And how's life with you so far?
Well, life is very well.
Okay.
Thank God for His grace. We have been moving based on His direction, and we are grateful to reach this far.
All right. So, it's good to hear you that you're a young person and interested in talking about the way we shift our country from the perspective of national policy driven by different government over the time, government own means of shifting the paradigm of the livelihood of our people. Now, let me just throw it in the space of generality, and let's look at the systematic model of our formation of policy for our country. You think we are getting there, or we are started, or we are yet to get there?
Well, there is a whole lot around there, which I don't want to give a definite response.
Okay.
But I would like to say that we have had issues over time. The development of policy is just one thing. The implementation aspect is another thing. We have done well in terms of identifying major policies that seek to enhance governance.
Yeah. Okay.
But then the implementation of these policies the existence of this policy in terms of implementation is bad.
Okay.
Now, I will cite an example. For example, Liberia have a food sector. Liberia developed a policy around that sector.
All right.
There are things that projects many demands that to help protect Liberians in terms of food hygiene, food quality, food security.
Okay.
Now, these policies exist, but the major mandates that come with these policies are not being implemented. For example, food products are being imported to Liberia.
Importation of food in Liberia.
Right.
Yeah.
Food products are being imported to Liberia. Are they monitored by our national government? How are our people, our let's say inspectors, monitoring? Are they informed of the policy that are on a book? Are they trained to these policies?
But they should be guided by the policy before you implement. That should be part of the job responsibility.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think these are issues that we must first look at: the policies assistance, the policy implementation. And for example, again, I remember a decision was made early 2024 when this new government took over.
Okay.
That decision was to dismiss people, and that started and asking to be corrected from the Ministry of State. Now, you cannot make a decision to dismiss people when you still have a private sector that has no expansion yet, that has no attraction yet.
Okay.
Now, you take people from that job, there must be alternative. For some of us who have had the opportunity to go outside Liberia and study,
Mhm.
we have had the experience about what good governance is about. For people to make this policy decision, they must have alternative. For example, under Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, though this policy decisions were not sustainable, or this policy to expand private sector growth wasn't sustainable, that it was the downsizing policy that they chose.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, there was some expansion in private sector because you had a solar meter coming, you have few businesses coming in to invest in Liberia.
Yeah. Concessionaires are
Right.
signing as well.
Right. And we also had international NGO coming to Liberia. So you have a panoramic space, an opportunity available for people as an alternative who were being downsized from government, and then they had an alternative to either work with OMIO or any of these private companies. Like I said, though wasn't sustainable because after 2017, all of these things crashed.
So you talk about in regards. I'm trying to learn where you're getting at job creation,
Right.
and economic viability. When you talk about employing people, not removing people from job, might be an alternative. And with regards to the economy, the policy of investors and
Sure.
concessions,
Definitely.
NGOs in the country that will
Definitely.
have the opportunity to employ people.
Right.
Yeah.
And right after 2017, all of these institutions exited, and the burden came on the government that succeeded Madam Sirleaf's government, which is the President Weah's government.
Yeah, the
And they
CDC government.
struggle.
Yeah.
Now, this very Unity Party was in the opposition, arguing and proffering better agitations on grounds that the government wasn't doing anything to expand private sector. Now, the Barclay's government, who was pushing this argument, has taken over,
Mhm.
but forgot that we were the one projecting such argument.
Yeah.
We should solve this problem first before taking people off their job. But they did not do that.
That was poor on the part because
Right.
they didn't
That's-
create an alternative way of survival for some of the people who was taking off their
Right,
job.
that's poor policy decision.
Yeah.
And another thing is, you remember some time back the government announced it was buying some yellow machines.
Yeah, yellow
from-
machines.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I was wondering whether the government made any consultation with, amongst itself. Did it discuss this? Did it, seek guardians before going forward?
But the
with
government
this?
should seek guardians. I mean, as a government, to do anything, you must do a feasibility study. The experts must come in. You must don't have assessment and
Right.
get the expertise to get a specific responsibility done, especially when it comes to specific professional sector. Like you talk about the yellow machine, siren,
Right.
and all that.
Right. And so that was one policy for me I don't support.
Yeah.
Now, the fact that someone goes to buy yellow machine and bring it, no matter how many yellow machines you bring in Liberia, once you do not have a specific objective that you think you can achieve, it's not going to do anything for us.
Yeah.
For example, you bring these yellow machines, you are going to train people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these machines that were brought in country, they are not going to build roads, let's say alpha pavement. They are not going to put alpha pavement on our road automatically.
No, it's not
They're
going to be
going to do clearing.
Mm.
What they're going to do is to provide a short-term benefit for our people. For example, the farmers. Farmers who leave their farms and go to a marketplace to go and sell their farm produce.
Okay.
They get little of nothing. But what if the government of Liberia under Mr. Barclay invested that money in the coastal highway project that was initiated by the past government?
Mhm.
Why couldn't they invest that money in that project, complete the road, and ensure that farmers, let's say foreign companies that are around, maybe in Africa, maybe in Ghana, in Guinea, Sierra Leone, and other places, but places closer to the coastal highway, for
Yeah.
example, Ghana, you have Africa. If you have food company coming in to that area to invest, to start doing business, farmers benefit hugely because their farm produce will not only be taken to a little marketplace, but it will be taken to companies. They will form agreement, they will form collaboration that at the end of every period supply us with XYZ amount or with XYZ quantity of orange because we want to produce, we are producing juice. So you have XYZ. Government just provided enabling environment for our farmers to get credit loan to enhance their effort in their farming activities. With that, our farmers become millionaires and billionaires overnight. But it is only in Liberia, you will bear me witness that in Liberia, we all have the perception that farmers are poor people.
Yeah, that's the perception. You're right
That's why
about
many
that.
people don't want to, when you tell someone you are doing agriculture, you say, agriculture, what are you going to get?
Yeah,
out
where
of it?
you going to get out of that?
Right. So it depends the kind of policy decisions you make. It enhances, the policy decisions you make, it enhances the livelihood of your people. But this
So let me
government-
ask you a specific
Alright.
question as regards to so we're looking at policy issue and you struck a very important point in your expose, and you mentioned about agriculture and the machines issue that got to do with the agriculture policy. You understand, you are a policy expert, understand what it entails to drive in agriculture policy. What do you think with regards to our policy on agriculture, and how can we get it started? Much have not been heard about the agro sector, even though it is enshrined in the RS agenda as one of the major components. But if we are to develop it into reality and be an effective agriculture policy, that will create an empowerment to complement the economy. How do you see the government step towards it as well? You
Um,
think it is on the right trajectory?
well, I think they must, calibrate a little bit
Okay.
because I can I can remember under the Wias administration, they initiated a policy, national agriculture policy
Mhm.
to guard, our sector. Now they launched and implemented the first phase of that policy,
All
and
right.
I think they are on the second phase. And what is good for this government is that they adopted this very policy and decided to work with it.
Okay.
But I think they need a little more speed. Now, it is intensive, financially intensive for any economy through the agriculture sector to experience massive growth.
Okay.
Now, if much attention isn't given to this, we are going nowhere. So I think what the government should do here is to place specific focus on agricultural activities.
Mhm.
These policies are exist. Let's see how the scope is being developed, how the implementation plan is being developed, and how can we execute to get, a positive feedback out of it all. But at the end of the day, what do we see? Instead of these things, all we see is a government investing millions in a corruption case, a particular corruption case that does not yield fruit. And at the end of the day, the president say, I suspend you. And later on, we hear nothing about that very case. So
So it's even more political than understanding the priority issues that you mentioned about the agriculture as well.
right now, I will give Morocco for example, where I came from.
Yeah, what you study.
Yeah, where I came from and where I studied.
Mhm.
I have never passed through any highway that I did not see any intensive agricultural activity going on there.
Hmm.
I've never passed through any highway and did not see agricultural technology being displayed to the
Okay.
peak.
Hmm.
In Liberia, it's different. All I see along the roads, maybe old cars and different stuff that are
Yeah,
not even
makeshift
necessary.
shelter and all that.
Right.
Mm.
That are not necessary. You see butchers instead of farms. And I remember sometimes back, former Minister Samuel Toy said something. We want to see the highway between Monrovia and Grand Bassa full of farming activities
Mhm.
with a better road condition. I think this government should start thinking in similar direction because government plans and policies are obviously long term.
Mm.
They don't take effective, positive effect. No, you will not see an immediate effect.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
it's not instantaneous. It might
Right.
evolve as well.
Every policy execution has stages.
Yeah.
And now, before you reach to the a stage where you will start to feel the impact and where impact analysis will be conducted, it takes a whole long time.
Yeah.
But again, it is important that the government inform its people to say, okay, we have developed this policy. We have gone through the planning stage. We are now on we have done the initiation stage.
Mhm.
We are now on the planning stage and on the way to implementing. So, but elsewhere, time, it is possible or not that we achieve this. But when you come and make a policy announcement, making people feel that it is going to make direct impact if immediately,
Mhm.
and they do not see anything, the government appear like a liar.
Okay.
The war
So you think? I mean, sorry, Lyndon.
Mm.
You're trying to. Okay, please go ahead.
The-
Let me give you the chance.
the
Sorry.
World Bank and other very critical stakeholders who have consistently invested in Liberia has always trumpeted the need to invest in our agriculture sector. This government has a very strategic program, in its development roadmap that talks about agriculture and the need to revitalize our agriculture sector. What is your own assessment about the government's stand when it comes to revitalizing our agriculture sector in our country?
We have gone almost 3 years now,
Mhm.
and there are too many goals cataloged in the Rescue National Development Plan
Mhm.
that we yet to see a full-fledged implementation, and maybe based on the timeline that they attach, because every policy goes and objective have a timeline. By
Exactly.
XYZ time,
Mhm.
we will achieve this. XYZ date, we will achieve this. So with 3 years gone already,
Mhm.
we have not seen anything major. The policies, like I said, the policies are decent, they are good, they exist, but the implementation is poor.
And that is the aspect is not unique to a particular government. Is have been an issue problem with the implementation of the policy. But let's see
I
we
agree with
can
you.
let's talk about and let's look at our specific challenges and considering. I mean, I like the way you put it on when we spoke when you mentioned agriculture,
Mm.
which is a known fact that our president have had some worth of experience and in the agro sector
Mm.
and the known fact that sometimes we propound on this platform is how can we empower our people? How can we self-sufficiency when it comes to food production? How do we captivate and drive our agro sector in terms of the policy implementation?
Obviously.
Yeah, with regards to what we're seeing from the government, and we go almost 3 years into the government, can we can there be anything? Because realistically, if you look across the spectrum of our democracy and the country, you see politics is the hallmark of most of the activities, and not specific policy issues that should drive the livelihood of the people. Do you see anything forthcoming in the next few years? I mean, to their forecast analytically, considering as a policy expert and understanding some of the dialectics and the issues that drive our policy direction as well.
Okay, so before I get it, let me make a little clarity.
Mhm.
I'm not an expert when it comes to policy.
Okay.
But I did public policy and management with Yali. So
I mean,
have
I
a
mean, I
better-
mean, I mean, not an expert, but you have some
yeah,
feeder
better
knowledge on it.
understanding, yeah, when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So you talked about
Yeah. How do we
the
drive?
policies.
Yeah.
I mean, now I've always said to people,
Mhm.
all right, Liberia first need the infrastructure
All right.
to improve our sector, our food sector,
Mhm.
the agro sector.
Yeah.
We need infrastructure, we need storage, we need roads, we need better roads,
Mm.
we need energy. No company will want to come to like
We need energy. Energy is very important.
right.
Mm.
Yeah, no country will want to come to I mean, no food company would like to invest in a country where energy isn't sufficient.
Wow.
Road network isn't, sustainable, isn't better in any way.
Yeah.
Because these people are coming to invest a lot of money. Their intention is to get back what they are investing. I
Exactly.
remember I had a conversation during my internship with a company called Walidi in Liberia, in Morocco,
Okay.
which happens to be one of the biggest food production company there. I was having conversation with the quality manager for quality, food quality,
Mhm.
and I was asking, is there any possibility that you people think in the direction of my country to invest because they produce mayonnaise, they conserve olive and stuff and other food products? And so she was like, is we will have to do a background check to know the status of your country in terms of energy, in terms of rules and other things, and stability, peace and stability.
Mhm.
Because without these tools, we cannot exist, we cannot survive.
Factors assessment.
Right. So she was like, so we cannot make move there. So my thing is to have any food company or any agri-food sector being vibrant,
Mhm.
there must be an investment in road. Let's cut down the salary, the current expenditure,
Yeah.
spending on salary, a whole lot on salary, on
Recurrent
gas,
expenditure and many
yeah,
other things. Yeah.
all of these things. Let's call it down and let's focus on the priority sectors. For example, the agro sector is one of the biggest boosts in the economy.
I agree with you on
So
that.
these are decisions we must start to consider first before any other thing.
Mm.
If not, it's just going to be here like Liberia is going to remain insecure for the longest.
Mm.
The last time I disagree with Madam Sally on her Twitter
Okay.
page, she was hailing the late minister Chinonwe for
Yeah.
Florence
Florence
Chinonwe,
Chinonwe.
yeah,
Yeah.
to ensure food security in Liberia and
yeah.
so forth. I disagree with it, madam.
Mm.
I said, no, Madam President, this is not true.
Okay.
Yes, we sympathize with the family. We regret the loss of this element. However, Liberia still have major challenges in terms of food security.
Mhm.
So we shouldn't, cover up anything and paint a picture like in terms of our agro sector or food security, Liberia is better off than where it was yesterday. No. And so we must begin to place specific focus on these sectors, not only developing the policy, but directing the funds or the resources that are required to improve these sectors. And that's,
Have you seen the budget, the current budget for agriculture? Have you been able to assess our agriculture budget?
Yes, I took a look at it. I won't give you specific figures.
Yeah, okay.
But I know there was a little bit up in what existed. At least they have made a little addition to it. But what I'm concerned about is the outcome.
Okay.
In case we get to look at the outcome at the end of the budget year, and what we expect is far below.
Far below. And I agree with you on that.
So that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
So budget, putting money in the budget
is one thing.
Is one part of the policy aspect.
Okay.
But putting the resources, looking for the resources and directing it to ensure that meets what exists in the budget. That's the main thing.
And that borders on the implementation of the policy.
Right.
Yeah, Lyndon, you
for too long, Liberia agricultural system has been largely about subsistence farming. You, from a policy background, you studied food to some extent. You studied something relating to food and other things. How can Liberia as a country elevate or transition from a subsistence farming methodology to a mechanized farming methodology in Liberia?
So yeah, like I said, I intimated before that we need to graduate from where we are currently to a more sustainable path.
Yeah.
That is, how can we invest in these people who are involved with farming activities or agricultural activities? How can we expand their capacity? For example, I was sharing with somebody the last time that I disagree with several policies decision of the former administration.
Yeah.
Under former President Weah.
Okay.
One of which is to make sure that a foreign company through loan came to Liberia to invest in poultry farming. I was like, okay, we could have gone to the University of Liberia where students are doing agriculture. Take students from there, form them into cooperative, invest in them. Let's do poultry farming because we don't have poultry. The only person who was producing egg in Liberia was you, Mr. Ibeneda.
Yeah, exactly.
And had we invested in these young people, by this time they are self-reliable. They don't need to go to anybody to beg for money.
Exactly.
You understand? So even before you graduate from the University of Liberia, you are already prepared. So it wasn't a good policy decision to bring foreigners to country through loan. I get to understand that it was loan that that whole arrangement came by way of loan. So had that money been invested, that loan being invested in students who are doing agriculture, it will encourage more students to start doing agriculture. And I'd like to skip a little bit on another issue shortly. I remember some time ago, the government, through some state-owned enterprises, SOEs, announced a job program, short-term job.
The short-term job,
Yeah, for young people. Some of them had degrees, some of them did not have degree. But I think most of them did not have degree. And what I thought was the government will have said, all right, we announced a compulsory TVET scholarship program for students, for young students. Whatever these various SOEs have galvanized in terms of finances, let's take it to Monrovia Vocational Training Center and say, okay, this money is here to provide stipend for students every month. Compulsory. There is a specific benchmark in terms of grade that each student must meet. And after they shall have graduated, we will have, maybe before the graduation rather, we will have dormitory provided to them, internet services provided to them, we're feeding them. All we need is to meet that threshold in terms of grade. Once you graduate, you will be sent outside there to various institutions to help build them up. I expected the government to do that. That would have been a brilliant policy steps that would have helped enhance national governance or good governance. But they did not do that. I think that was a flaw. What I observed is more political than governance. All that we see It's more political than governance.
Mhm.
There are more that we need to do. We have another school in Bon County called Tumutu. They are training in
Vocational
agriculture. Yeah,
agriculture
vocational
school.
school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
they are training in agriculture. Couldn't we send students there and say, go to school? It is compulsory.
Mhm.
We recruit this number of students this year. You will go after we recruit another batch and you roll them in another cycle in the following year. Just that if this is done, you help improve our national economy. You will not only have existing policy, but you have a full-fledged operational policy and governance.
But you think, I mean, we don't have time, and I think we have to re-extend the invitation, because I'm thrilled about the agriculture and the not just agriculture, but the policy aspect of the country. Because what I believe is that when we drive the policy of the country appropriately,
Mhm.
we shift the life of the people, and we see system taking shift, and people will. I mean, it depends on the kind of policy as well.
Right.
A paradigm shift.
Yeah, a paradigm. So I'm looking at the time, man. We really don't have the time to 10:30 we should be out of here. Let me open the lines, and but the discussion is actually good, and Lyndon, we have to give our young brother the chance. We need a 1 hour plus to just oppose and analyze and enlighten our people of some of what he thinks that we can, and we make some critical critique of what's happening.
And Barclay, we do have some of the technicians here to I call to be able to regiment some of the best policies geared towards driving some of the very critical sectors that we need to grow. But every other thing is being politicized. That's
I mean, we find time. We find time, Lennon. We find time. Let's open the lines and take
Yeah.
at least 2 or 3 calls.
Yeah, 0770 13 13 18, 0770 13 13 18. Better still, you call us on our Lone Star line 086 27 26 20. Those are the two numbers available for you to call 0770 13 13 18, 086 27 26 20. Those are the numbers available for you to call and participate on the program Foca Frontline on 105.3.
So what I noticed about the Liberian society is that most our conversation around politics,
Mhm.
and we don't have more policy experts or people who understand some of these issues coming to talk about these
Yeah,
things.
so we have our first caller. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
Morning.
Yeah,
Good morning.
good morning. Your name and where you calling from, sir?
Yeah, my name is Michael Otomo, and I join you from District 14.
All right.
Good to hear, Mr. Kotomo. Let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, well, jobs to some of the they put the country into complete. We got a fundamental standard to it.
Let's take this one. 0770 13 13 18. Better still, you call us on our Lone Star line 086 27 26 20. 27 26 20. Those are the two numbers available for you to call and make your input on the program. Let's take this one. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, I think, see his place, because this kind of thing should reach to the people, the people at the top.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know. People yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
he
you,
will,
thank
he will
you.
definitely address that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
0770 086 27 26 20.
So Leonard,
Let's
we
take this
can
one.
just take the last call. We don't
Hello,
have time.
caller. Your name and where you calling from? Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you calling from, sir?
Thank you. I live in my Mexican family. I call for a running
Okay,
make the party that I just do.
make your point.
Let me comment the guest in my conversation. Of course, I'm a supporter of the government, but sometimes you have to take the message and forget about the individual.
Okay.
Some of the things they instilled there, a lot. I see a lot of good things that the government can take and work with. When the government take it and work with it, and when result come from that, the president will not go to him. They will go to the government.
Exactly.
So someone will go beyond politics account. People can instill. So I will comment. Then continue. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
We can't take no more, Leonard. We should not be the
this guy been on the line for he slipped the line. Okay. Let's go over to Barclay.
No, let's cross over our guest. He can snappily respond and concisely wrap up. So
All
we'll find time to get him on for 1 hour plus. We'll talk more in depth.
Sure.
So let me start by saying esteemed gratitude to all of those who called.
Okay, just take that.
I just squeeze in this guy. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Zogo Pastor. Yeah.
Thank you. I thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, we just punctuated you. You can please proceed.
Yeah, so esteemed gratitude to all of those who called, even a person who disagreed. First caller, Eric. I respect his view, but again, I'm not here to talk politics. I think I try to push myself beyond a level where we will just talk politics.
Okay.
Let's talk governance. Let's talk on the solution, the real solution.
Exactly.
Because when you go out there, you have outside experience. You see what happens there. And you come back home and don't feel the same thing, don't experience the same thing. It becomes frustrating. You understand? So we hope and pray that those who are the policy actors grab from what we represent whenever we appear to the public layer to speak on these issues and work with them so that we all can make Liberia better together. Thank you very much for having me. I'm very grateful, Barclay, and my good friend Lyndon. It's good being here, and I look forward to more of this.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming. We look forward to have another time, and we need to have you, young Liberians, contributing to the country with your knowledge and what you got, folks. Leonard, we got to go. Time is
Don't forget to announce the number so that Zogo Pastor doesn't hold you in contempt.
I was forgetting. So my number is 0880 57 2000. 0880 57 2000. That's it. 0880 57 2000. That's my number. The other number, my working number, only working people can call me. Leonard, we gotta go.
I don't have nothing to say.
All right, thanks a lot. We'll be back on tomorrow with another fascinating and captivating version. My name is Albert Cornelius Barclay. Goodbye.
And co-host Lyndon Togba as we dive deeper into the issues that matter to the motherland. From the echelon of power to the corners of Montserrat, we bring you in politics and governance, rule of law and transparency, justice and